Hello everyone, welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Mark of Athena, chapter 32, finishing Percy's section. And it starts off with just going through Rome. Percy and Annabeth are hand in hand, just trying to find their way to the Colosseum. And they get lost a few times because it's really hard to navigate this city. There's roads going everywhere and some dead ends, and oh wow, very confusing. Um, but they're together. Percy does see like some dangerous kind of elements. No one really attacks them or hurts them, but some. I think there's like a naiad with like a knife hiding between like statues. There's some Roman soldiers dressed up as Roman soldiers. Some people dressed up as Roman soldiers fighting with police. And man, there's just all sorts of things going on. But finally, they make it to the Colosseum. At the Colosseum, they go down and they can find the river pretty easily. They find the river, and from there, they don't know how to contact the river god. Well, there's a cafe, so Percy says, let's have some lunch. Let's just relax and see what happens. So they have some lunch. Percy orders a pizza with a Coke, and I think that's what he got. Yeah, ice cold Coke. And then Annabeth ordered a panini with some bubbly water, some seltzer water. And they're just kind of talking about, Percy's thinking about the thoughts that he had. Like, man, I don't want to depend on anyone. I want to be able to rescue everyone. And Annabeth shares, man, Percy, you can't hold the weight of this quest on top of your shoulders alone. You have to share it. And he's like, yeah, I know you're right. How did you know my mind? And then she also says like, and you have to let me go. You have to let me go alone. And Percy's like, oh, I know, but it's just so hard. They are eating their food when some visitors come. And there's this motorcycle, and there's this really handsome guy on top, and this beautiful young woman in the back, and they're driving through the streets, and they stop right in front of Percy and Annabeth. And I don't know if you've ever seen this really classic old movie, Roman Holiday. There's this very handsome actor in there, and this very beautiful woman. The woman's name is Audrey Hepburn, one of the most beautiful women in film, in cinema, maybe even in the world. She was in a lot of different movies. But the man looks like the man from that movie, and the woman looks like Audrey Hepburn from that movie. And so Percy's like, man, you guys look familiar. Are you movie stars? And Annabeth is like, are you kidding? This is those famous people from the movie. What are you doing here? And they're like, oh, you're so nice to think we look like we're only 60 or 100 years old. We're actually Rhea Silvia, who her sons were the ones that I think founded Rome and conquered the Greeks. And the guy is Tiberius. Tiberius? Man, that's a tough one. Because it's the river Tiber, and then Tiberinus. Sometimes the vowels and stuff change. But in any case, it's the guy, the river god, that they're looking for. And so they start to have a conversation, and he's like, hey, Annabeth Chase, he knows Percy Jackson's name, Annabeth's name. Like, do you have the letter of introduction and the map? And so Annabeth gives them both to him. And he looks at them, and he looks at everything. He's like, okay, seems like everything's in order. Are you ready to go? Percy grabbing Annabeth's hand. He's not sure if he's ready to say goodbye yet. But he looks at Annabeth and he sees this fear on her face, like, are you ready to go alone on your quest into this spider cave where all your brothers and sisters have died for years? And Percy sees this, and he knows that if he says, Annabeth, don't go, or Annabeth, let's go together, if he says anything negative, it could really mess her up. Maybe even stop her from going on this really important quest. And so Percy doesn't say anything. He just says, hey, be safe. Rhea Sylvia, she's like, oh, it's not going to be safe. It's going to be really dangerous. But it's really important, and she has to do it. Annabeth gets on back of the motorcycle, and they take off to start Annabeth's quest. And that is where our next chapter starts. Annabeth, 4 intense chapters of Annabeth's quest into, oh man, this crazy journey. We don't even know what it's going to be like. Vocabulary. Scuffling is like a fight. We can say a scuffing. Scuffing is like hitting your skin very quickly and not very hard on something, and you just have like a little blood or a little redness, like a scrape a little bit. Scuff. Scuffling is like fighting and kind of rubbing your hand against someone else's face and hurting and punching. And there were some people dressed up like Roman soldiers, scuffling with the police. And the police had these batons, and that's like this stick that police people hit other people with. Ejected is to come out. Boing! You can eject from an airplane, and you kind of get in a parachute. Or maybe a CD player. If you have a DVD player, you press the button and the CD comes out. Now, Percy and Annabeth, they didn't have any euros to buy things in Rome, but Annabeth had her laptop, and she created an international credit card. And so she used this credit card to buy their food and stuff like that. But it ejects from the laptop. Puttered is that sound, like the motorcycle. It makes the motorcycle sound a little cute. So I'm not sure what kind of motorcycle it was. Like a Vespa is that like traditional Italian scooter that they have. You know, that putter, that's the sound, and it just kind of putters up to Percy and Annabeth. Goober, a goober is like someone with no fashion sense, that doesn't know how to make friends. Maybe they have pimples all over their face and they're ugly, and because this guy actually, Tiberius, he had his pants really high up on his body, and so usually people would be like, that looks a little weird, but it was very fashionable in the 1950s, and he actually looked pretty cool. He didn't look like a goober. Discussion question. This was my question as I was just watching this play out, because Annabeth just gives the letter, gives the bronze disc, and says, okay, let's go. And she trusts Tiberius really easily. I just felt like, oh, is he going to betray them? Is there going to be a battle? Is there going to be something? And suddenly the chapter was over. I was like, oh, I guess he was safe. I don't know. Certainly we don't know what's going to happen next chapter with Annabeth. There could be something that goes on, but I just kind of felt like this anxiety of, can we trust these two people or gods? And would you trust Tiberius, or would you be a little worried? Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section.
If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.